Chapter 11. He lay under overhanging hazel brush and studied the farm. Here, very close to the middle of the wild, was an almost perfect little farm. It had been 3 days since Samuel left the men behind. He'd eaten more and more meat, become stronger and stronger, and at last couldn't stand the slowness of walking beside the ox. The men were in no particular hurry, or as Coop said, still gonna be a war, catch it now or catch it later, and they had gear to move, so had to go slowly. But Samuel became more frantic with every step. At last, when they'd stopped to rest, he had told Coop he was going to take off on his own. Coop had nodded. "There'll be people wanting to kill you," he said. "Well, let me cut those stitches out of your head. Heal up good." He set to work as he spoke. "Almost everybody you meet will maybe want to kill you, so keep to the brush, keep your head down, and don't walk where others walk." He took out the last stitch. There was nothing more to say, so with a nod, Samuel turned away and trotted ahead of Coop and the rest of the men. Samuel took the advice to heart and worked well off the trail, which was becoming more like a road with two tracks. Even so, he doubled his speed. He had brought meat with him and took care to eat sparingly. After 3 days, it was nearly gone. He'd have to get more soon. Deer were as thick as fleas, and it was just a matter of shooting one. He was moving quietly through the woods, ready to do just that when he came upon the farm. It had not been attacked and burned. It was a shock to see buildings standing and unharmed. And aside from that, this was a proper farm, not a frontier cabin hacked out of the woods. True, there was deep forest all around it, but the farm itself was as neat as a pin, with split rail fences, all whitewashed, and a frame house, and a barn made not from logs, but from milled lumber. More, the house was painted white, and the barn red, with white trim on the doors and windows. As he watched, he could see chickens in the yard. Several thoughts hit him. First, chickens would taste good. The thought of a roasted chicken made him salivate. Second, if they hadn't been attacked, it must mean they were friendly to the raiders, who must have come right through here. Third, an easy jump in thinking, it would be all right for Samuel to confiscate a chicken, assuming the farmer was friendly with Samuel's mortal enemy. Now, how to bring it about? He could wait till dark, but that was still at least 8 hours away. He couldn't waste time sitting here. The farm was in the middle of a large clearing. The tree line came close to the barn. If he worked his way through the trees, he might get close enough to grab a chicken and run. He was moving before he stopped thinking about it. Since he saw no people as he moved around to the clearing in back of the barn, he moved fast. He kept to the barn between him and the house to block their view. In moments, he stood against the barn wall not 10 feet from the small flock of chickens peeking at the ground. Just as he started to make his move, he heard a scraping sound overhead and a barn loft door opened. A little girl, 8 or 9, was looking down at him. "I saw you through a crack in the wall the whole way. You thought you was sneaking, but I saw you. You looked like a big two-legged deer. What's wrong with your head? How come you running like that? What are you after? Oh, the chickens. You want a chicken? Go ahead. I don't like them anyway."